Good morning, welcome to Successful Trading. Hello, welcome everybody, good morning. If anybody is on, please could you give me a sound check if you can hear me, please. Okay, let's get started on here. So this is pre-markets on pre-market analysis here at Successful Trading. Friday, August the 27th, 2021. Let's go to Finvies and get an idea of what's moving this morning. All right, so in here I'm filtering the usual, my default optional over $20, volume, daily volume about 750K, and I'm strictly focusing on stock that had earnings either yesterday after the market close or this morning before the market opens. So this is a selective list on here. That's more than enough to get me into trading the Ganser trade. So the Ganser trade of the day is going to be this stock on here for Peloton. I will explain very shortly on a chart what I see about it. So yesterday, Peloton, right after the market closed, dropped from 114 all the way to like $98, and then the next 45 minutes or an hour ensued with a massive rally, literally. And that's what's happening this morning. I think Peloton, as I'm speaking right now, has managed, it was down minus 8% earlier in pre-market, and right now it's really about to erase all of that, just down minus 3% at $110. That creates volatility that we can trade with unique strategy. So that's what we want to share on here this morning. Let me check again. So Sylvia, I can hear you. There's a little bit of noise in the background. There's a little bit of noise in the background. Thank you, Sylvia. And let's see here. Maybe that's the computer noise. I just removed something, a fan, one of the fans from the computer. So yeah, all right, we have one viewer, folks. So, so we can start. Yes, I know Miss Sylvia. Well, you see, I've almost switched to French briefly. So I think Miss Sylvia and I, we have a banter about jollof rice. So, so please confirm that that's the Sylvia. I think, because in Discord people have a different name versus what maybe they may have on YouTube. So I think Miss Sylvia is the one that I usually have a jollof rice banter on. Okay, very good. Very quickly here, let's not waste any time. My plan, just to give you an idea, my plan was so that we can go into, if there are viewers, obviously, because I have no idea. This was just last minute for me to schedule this. If there are no viewers, then that's okay. We will chop this thing down very quickly on here. So my plan was to go all the way to the opening of the market, and then yeah, she said ha ha ha. So maybe, yeah, most likely that's what Sylvia is my jollof rice. It's a private joke, folks. So go all the way to 7 a.m. Pacific time. It's currently 6:06 Pacific. When the Fed chairman will be having a speech at the Jackson Hole Symposium. So that should create enough volatility. Basically, we know this much, right? If by now you are not used to what's moved this market, anytime that the Fed chairman is speaking, it's ensued a huge volatility. So, and that's, we can exploit using some of the strategy that we have here, mainly on basically the entire market. But in that case, the ETFs, they are really the one that moves the most. All right. So that's what's going on here. So the chart of Peloton of interest to us this morning. This is his daily charts. Let me try to make it good on here. So yeah, the daily chart of Peloton. Here we go, much better. So yesterday, the stock, is this true? I'm not sure what TradingView usually, whatever they do on here. Maybe let me go to 15 minutes, that's way they will not give me yesterday. So yeah, yesterday actually, you could have traded Peloton yesterday a little bit, gapped up, posting a high, and then proceeded to sell off the rest of the day. Fantastic. This is exactly what I want Peloton to do today. So because since this should it be rallying here as it's rallying, Peloton right now it's at 112. Yeah, and just frantically moving up as we're approaching the opening, right? If it does this, when this happens, folks, right? In our Ganser strategy, for those who do not know what Ganser trade is, hey, this is my opportunity to invite you to check us out, right? At successfultrading.com. This past week, what did we trade over the last 7 days? I think we got 1 cent entry on target. Yes, yeah. 1 cent entry on target and turned that into all the way to 50 cents. What else did we make money on this week using Ganser and strategies of the 10-bagger trading system? Oh, wow, there was this guy, this little stock we call JD. So you can check it out. I believe I posted the video on the JD. Was definitely a great trade for us. And then AGSK yesterday and JWN, the entire week JWN has been going down like crazy. Let me flash the chart of JWN here. You see, after earnings, we didn't gamble before earnings. After earnings, you still could have made money from $33 to 28 and ongoing. As a matter of fact, our position right now for next week is the 25 puts on JWN. So I'm just looking at the chart, folks. So this is the daily chart. Could I expand it here a little bit? Yeah. So you tell me what you see, right? So a stock that's literally in free fall, it can bounce. Don't get me wrong, but at least if it bounces, you know, we will still make money off of this, because what we're going to do, we are going to make that 25 puts expiring on August the 3rd, our primary position, and we are going to hedge it with very cheap calls, like say, I don't know, anything above 30. Should it bounce? Fantastic. If it doesn't bounce because it doesn't find support, even if it finds support at 26 next week, those 25 put, they will be making money, because we got them at what? We got them at 8 cents or something. So we are quietly confident about that. So that's just giving you a highlights. We have a video on here, I think, on the YouTube channel. If you missed out on those. So as Great Grace, okay, that's good morning. All right, we have nine viewers now. Okay, very good. So those who are who just got here, in time. All right, so here's Peloton. So I was showing the 15 minutes from yesterday. This is a great trade. Speaking of great trade, we missed a great trade yesterday. Shame on me, because I guess I was too busy, because there's just too many stuff, right? We missed this great trade yesterday on Zoom. Yeah. So for those who have the quant analysis documents, and well, nobody these days anyway is mentioning anything. Look at this. The stock gap up, posting a high 355, all the way proceeded into carbon copy of pretty much the chart, the 15-minute chart that we just saw on Peloton. Oh my goodness. So I was just checking out on the auction chart. I think here the 340 puts or the 335 puts, you could have gotten them like 25 cents idea, and then they went all the way to $2.50 or something. These are the type of trade that we specialize on here. And for me, no excuse on Peloton, because on Zoom yesterday, because I have this quant analysis document that those who are here, part of us, they should know this. This is all I need, and I will be telling you about that. So today, day 2, yesterday, shame on me. Today is day 2 of Zoom. Should an opportunity arise, I will not be missing out. All right, very good. I keep getting delayed on this. It's as if Peloton doesn't actually. I'm biting time. Well, really, that's what I'm doing, because the closer we get into the opening of the market, the price is not going to stabilize. But at least when we put in our Gantt trade, we are going to be on top of pretty much the most recent price in pre-market. Will help us pick that strike. Okay, so here's the daily chart. I did a little study this morning. Yes, I do a lot of study every morning. So the past earnings for Peloton, I look at the last 4 earnings. So September 11, 2020, November 9, 2020, February 5th, 2021, May 7, 2021. Typically, Peloton will open, posting a high, $2-3 higher than the opening price, and then sell off. So for us, that's fantastic. Meaning ideally, we want Peloton to do exactly the same tape as it did yesterday. Posting a big high, well, a high after the open here. So right now, the open is looking at about 111. So if it goes to 113, 114, perfect, because that would be ideal for our Gantt trade. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and reveal what the Gantt trade is by tapping it live as I speak to you. Actually, who's here? As I speak to you, I'm not even going to bother. Those inside of our Discord, they will see it right away, since they are not here anyway. So basically, nobody cares about that. All right, so I'm inside of the Gantt trade channel inside of our Discord, where what's featured. AGSK, great trade yesterday, 20 cents to $1.52 in less than, no, actually, yeah, not 10 minutes. I was in that trade yesterday for exactly 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Yes, Yes, that's posting instead of a Discord. Okay, so very good here. Back to Peloton. Gangster trade of the day. So I'm going to say at I'm alerting live on here on YouTube at Successful Trading. So I'm going to say Peloton is gangster trade. I just gave the tape. I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but if that happens, definitely we will tend to profit from here. So we want Peloton, August 27. Yes, that's today, expiring today. I mean, if you change your expiration date, the only thing that's going to happen is that these options are going to be a little bit more expensive. So what we want, we are targeting 2 strike price. I mean, we can target 3. I really just want to get in this trade. So 95 and 98 puts are the 2 strike price that I'm looking for. 95 and 98 puts. I mean, we can try 100 if we get lucky. You can try 100 as well. So I want to put a limit order on this for 15 cents. I'm just going to be biting my time at the open, hoping that, again, as I showed you on the 15-minute chart, right? So meaning that this rally that we have here really going to go, I don't know, as high as possible, such that we can get the cheapest fee on here. When you put a limit order of 15 cents, doesn't mean that the cost of your option is going to be exactly 15 cents. It could be less than that, but that's the maximum that is likely to be. So that will be great for us. Now, on the other side of this gangster trade, I am hesitating on here. I mean, the hesitation is not so much. Still August 27 and then the strike price on here. I mean, right now, since this thing is starting at 110, earlier I had the strike price at 117 or of the like. So I guess we have to go really a little bit up as of now. So we're gonna say 120, at least 120, 122. Whatever is there, yeah, 120, 122 calls for 10 cents. Yeah. There are 2 ways to get them the calls. Either we get them at the open if we are lucky, or we can get them on its way down, or when the stock will be down. But by then, we will already be in the put. So in that case, one thing I know about Peloton, it has this run. If you want a reference, the date that I gave you for earnings, or go back to March 5th. If somebody was here on March the 5th, we did a live trading session on here. The video is still on YouTube, folks. And Peloton was one of the features on there. At some point today, let's say if Peloton finds itself from where it is now to, let's say, below 100, I will be buying calls for next week, because at some point they may rally again. So just in case, but they are going to be very cheap. So my condition into really buying a convincing position on the call side, other than these cheap gangster options on here to start the day, is going to be if Peloton at some point today find itself trading, I don't know, below 98, whatever. Yeah, the calls for September 3rd, they will be cheap, and I will be getting in some of those. All right, so that's the trade or the gangster trade of the day here for us. So Peloton, August 27, 95, 98 puts. Our limit order on them is 15 cents. If you want, you can make it 20 cents. It doesn't really matter. And on the call side, the 2 strike price that we are picking, 120, 122. We try. It's going to be difficult. We're going to try to get them for 10 cents. If we get them on the way up, that's great. If we get them on the way down, that definitely they will just serve as a hedge for us. But one of the most important things that I'm mentioning on here is really, at some point today, if Peloton fall below $100, create a position for calls for September the 3rd expiration. All right. So that's the gangster trade of the day. The other stock that I'm looking at this morning, for us, obviously on here we have the Friday Wahala that's already given. But I'm looking at that Zoom because I was really after missing on that trade yesterday. It was a great trade to generate 300, 400%. So let's see on that. Any questions on here before, for me, I take the time to put in my trade while we await the opening of the market. If somebody has any question, I think please just type them into the live chat. Yeah, actually, I just saw something on here. So let me update those strike price. Really, we want to make it realistic. So let's go for 122, 125. Yeah. So because our limit really just being at 5 cents, at 10 cents on here. So, question, Sylvia, can I just put a limit order in 98 puts? Miss Sylvia, yeah, that's just what I said. So I'm not sure about the question. What was not clear? So, and also, Miss Sylvia, I believe you are inside of the Discord. The trade is typed inside the Discord. I mean, for you. Oh, okay. So if your question is, can you just do it for the 98? What if you don't get a fill? The reason we use multiple strike price, it's because we want to get a fill to increase our probability of getting a fill. What if you put it at that strike at, let's say, the 98 puts at 15 cents, and then they are going for, I don't know, 25 cents. Miss Sylvia, you enter the trade exactly as is typed, please. So it's both the 95 and the 98 puts for 15 cents. And both, I just updated the 122 and the 125 calls for 10 cents. Exactly as I typed inside of the Discord. The idea behind the gangster trade is to enter cheap contracts in both directions and use the uncertainty at the opening of the session within the first 30 minutes or so to get a feel. So that's usually increase the probability of making money. So in doing so, in order to do so with great certainty, we use multiple strike price. Like 95, 90, in this case, the 95, 98, there is a difference of $3 just because this stock is so volatile. So ideally, we just want one of them. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we got both of them, that would mean that one of them is super cheap. Because if I'm able to get the 98 for 15 cents and the 95 for 15 cents, you bet that I'm going to be in a great position to make money in one of them. All right, so let me see here, now that we answer that question. Okay, so Peloton, again, the strike on Peloton really, on those calls, let's make it realistic, 122 and 125. And we don't want to overpay for them, really. If this stock, I mean, last time though, we did see a stock do something like this. We saw a stock do something like this last time. It was square. It was down minus 5% in pre-market, and before the open, it got green. It really went up. It went up the entire time. So that's that's something. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. That's possible that, hey, for whatever reason, some people want this stock to be moving upward. So we have seen that before. But in the typical pattern for Peloton, it will be for it to come back down after posting a high here. All right, let's see what are the indexes doing. In terms of indexes, I mean, QQQ is up 0.25. Yeah, I would think in about 25 minutes, really the only thing to do is to take a stronghold on QQQ before the Fed chairman starts speaking. So that's what we usually do, and that's with great patience. Is going to be a long day, right? Where QQQ finishes today. So that's a trade that's it's available. Um, if we look at the chart of QQQ, let's see, should I bring another chart here? Let me just duplicate this one and bring in QQQ. Uh, about 5 days ago, it was as if QQQ was going down. It has rallied, posting higher highs each and every day throughout. And I find itself yesterday. How high did we go yesterday? 375. But you could see that. Yeah, here's QQQ the last 3 days has not done anything, so hasn't moved that much the last 3 days. Here, let's zoom on here. Can we zoom further? Yeah, they no room outside of the upper Bollinger. So what it is going to be today? Up or down? Up or down? It's possible in either direction. It's possible in either direction. So we have just to be ready. It's expiration day, so options are super cheap. So we can afford to trade anything really on expiration day. Speaking of anything, let's see here for our Friday Wahala. Is anything gapping in the pre-market? Let me go check quickly. So the Friday Wahala are trade that we provide to our traders on on Thursday. So if you are not familiar with them, that's something that we can teach you as well. So one of our favorite stock with a hit ratio of over 82% is none other than X. So let's see what X has in store for us today. The other stock that we like inside of our Friday no wahala is FCX. This is a tiny 37, 34 something stock, $34 stock lately. So it's not bad at all. So those are the type of trade that for us, very low cost contract that we like to buy on here, and typically we have had a good history of consistency making money with this. So okay, 3 minutes into the session. 3 minutes into the session. Let's see. Not much movement on here. What is Peloton doing? Peloton 108. So you see, all of that, all of that is going to be a wild session, folks. It's going to be a wild session. Peloton is definitely it's going. So my only thing that I can, the only thing that I can say is, please be patient. Please be patient because. Uh, that's just going to be something else. Okay, 33 seconds to market open. Let's see, who do we have here? All right, Miss Sylvia has the show. She has all of her limits over in. So let's see what happens. Good luck to everybody. All right, so the chart that I'm going to start looking at the beginning of the day, obviously, is going to be Peloton. So this, let's take the 15-minute chart for Peloton. That's the one that you're going to have here on your main screen. And here we go. So Peloton just opened up 107 thereabouts. Now it's returning to 108. So okay, let's make sure that you guys can see the screen. So this is the that's if you are new to option trading, one thing that happens for after earnings, a stock like Peloton, they will then the implied volatility is what's I wanted to bring to bring forward. So the implied volatility today they are not doing that. I'm not sure because the implied volatility right now on the August 27 uh, option chain it's still quite high. It's over. I mean, it has reduced, but let's say the 100 call, the 100 puts, they are showing over 234%. So that's a lot. So for me on here, uh, I definitely think that I'm going to take those 100 puts because this stock is just too nuts. So let's see what's going to ensue on here on Peloton. So our 98, our 95, the 95 are going for 18 cents, 25 by 25 cents. So what's our limit order on the 98? Uh, so the 95, yeah, so man, those spreads are nasty. They are really doing a number on Peloton here to start the day. So let's see. It's still super early. So um, okay, so what do we have? BBY from yesterday, it's at 118.45. AGSK went up a little bit to 315. Peloton is just 106.5. Western Digital, it's trading at $62.62. And X is trading at $27. So X is trading at $27. So how about our good friend JD? Our good friend JD is tracking higher slightly, 77, 78. What's JD, folks? Because this is a stock that's, I mean, it gave us flash earlier this week. So I will be, it will be very interesting to see how it closes the week on here. Let me go to the option for JD. Right now on your screen, you are watching screen do I have here? Oh yeah, so yeah, I have so many screens. You're watching a screen of Peloton, right? The chart of Peloton. So that's the 15-minute chart of Peloton that you're seeing. So right now, printing 105.87 or thereabout. So yeah, I was talking about JD. Just let's keep an eye on JD because every time that I try to go to JD, I had this other one. So JD.com sponsor ADR. Okay, 7740. So JD 7740. What's available on here in terms of options? So the 78. the 78 calls, they are going for 32 by 43, 32 bid, 43 ask. But this thing has a way of moving that's interesting. So the 78 calls for JD, they are going 47 cents and they are trending a little bit. So those I will put my eye on them. I will put my eye on them because this stock is just a fast mover. It could easily, JD where it stands right now could easily go to, if they let it go, it can go to $80. We have seen it in the past. So this is will not be a surprise to us at all. So I believe earlier this week we were tracking the 80 calls for September the 3rd. Yeah, back then we got them for 5 cents. So we sold most of them at 90 cents. But right now, this thing as a JD here is going to 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 78 or 77.94. Those 80 calls are going 95 by $1.50. So yeah, it's let's see. What else is moving here? GSK was a mover yesterday. Not much going there. PTON is at 105, 104 now. It's shaping. I mean, you can see it posting lower. Let me update the screen for you guys. You can see it posting lower lows. Again, we're only 6 minutes into the session, so 104.67. As for the indexes, QQQ is flat. I mean, 370, 330 plus 0.2. At these points, most likely, most stock, I don't know, they will be waiting for the speech, for the Fed speech to start. So we are just seeing early scream action here. The one mover is definitely PTON posting a lower low on the bearish side. On the bullish side, you do have JD, which is trying to go to 78. So that's the movers that's I'm seeing on here. And there is a stock that we talked about yesterday for those who may have been with us. It was Netflix, yeah. So Netflix, we said something yesterday on Netflix. As I go to the option change for Netflix on here, you guys are still catching the screen on PTON. So Netflix, I was expecting a big move on Netflix on here. So we can see that it's moving bullishly this morning. So trying to trade Netflix, it's always, for me, it's always a daunting task, because Netflix, it's really, really one of those stocks that, I mean, it's a good luck. A very difficult stock for me to trade, because you get into Netflix and you miss time your entry, it's always going to be very, very difficult. So let's try to see. So Netflix, the 570 calls, let's see, they're trading for 51 cents right now. So could this be a nice rally on here as Peloton accelerates further down, folks? We are just 10 minutes into the session. So Peloton right now is trading at 103 40. I mean, at this pace, you know that that's 100. So it's definitely something that they could be targeting. So let's see how that goes. So the traders who are inside our Discord, they have a watch list that's for us. We provide on that watch list. I don't have time to paste it on here, but those who are in our Discord and who are here from our Discord, I can tell you that Netflix calls for next week, the 580, they are at plus 160. So that's Netflix with the momentum. So maybe I just type it on here on the telex update, since so telex updates. So let me put it here. A trader that Netflix. We talked about BBY yesterday. Miss Sylvia, if you remember, for us, the target price yesterday for BBY was what? The target price was 116. Right now, it's 117, and we have been trading the. What did we take yesterday? We took the 111, the September 3rd, 111, right, on BBY. So yeah, I mean, no, not much as of now, but it's interesting to see where they are tracking. That's nicely under, and Peloton is still continuing to post lower lows. Will they reach it, make it reach 100? Folks, definitely Netflix is on fuego. So let's see on here, our 570 that we just took, they are really, really climbing. So very nice here for us on Netflix. Let's go ahead and take partial profit on one of them on here very quickly. So what's my limit here? I'm trying to put in a limit. I put it the limit at 142. Am I going to get it? It has this huge first candle. So I don't joke with Netflix. So I'm just gonna try to take whatever that I can on here very quickly. So I just took some profit on that Netflix you just seen on here. So, but I'm going to be patient. So once you take partial profit like that by scaling out on one of them, on 50% of the position. So let's see what's next on here. So that's just going to be patient with that. So, oh yeah, that's that's a move. All right, that's Netflix at its best. JWN is a tiny stock that has been bearish all week long. So today they are, what are they doing? It's up 1.58%, 28. So for me to somehow, so let's go to this 3029 calls to see if that should serve as my hedge to the 25 put that I have for next week. So let's see on here, because it's definitely posting higher highs. The other stuff that's moving on the watch list is Nvidia. Nvidia to 35 calls. It's just, but at this stage, I'm just going to refrain from really opening multiple position. That's too much for me as of now. So I mean, if Nvidia does show something else, because right now I'm on Netflix, I'm using the the 570 on Netflix. So and I just took partial profit on 50% of the position. So Peloton 104 right now seems to be. I mean, they're still in price discovery. This is less than 15 minutes in. So let's see. Uh, it's just hovering at 104, 105 or so. So it's still early in here to trying to make a determination. So the day is going to be a long day. And remember, the Fed is speaking in 5 minutes or so. Peloton is one of those stocks. When the overall market is going down, Peloton is going up. So I'm not so sure if, let's say, here in their case, they're going to find support on here. And while the market start going up, down rather late, at some point, this thing is going to be going up. So that will be very, very funny. So let's see how it goes. So. All right, Netflix. Right now they are printing 132 by 140. It was able to get out at 126 on that. Oh, what was my entry here? I mean, it was so fast. One of my entry was 53 cents. The other one was 77 cents. So 126 on the. So let's see. So I'm just gonna let this contract really show me its full potential. But again, I'm not fool, right? Those gains in about exactly 10 minutes or so, while we approach the what you know, I'm not going to be a fool, and I'm going to be taking them out, whatever. So this is the second candle. If maybe let me go here and go show Netflix. So this is oh, Zoom. Hey folks, look at Zoom. Watch Zoom, folks. Watch Zoom. Zoom, we talked about it. So since some of you may love trading calls. Netflix yesterday, Miss Sylvia can tell you, I said yesterday inside of our Discord, I can flash it for you later on. I just have so many screen. I apologize for that. So that, hey, Netflix and Roku, I was looking forward to them. So here's Netflix this morning. What has been able to do. It's a very difficult stock to trade, so I have to be very careful about Netflix on here because it gives you gain and then they will tend to disappear on here. So literally right now, that's the other contract left. It's just hovering about okay, it went to $1.40 and then now it's at $1. So I'm still positive in it, but I mean it's like what you do here, right? But then you can close it here and then before you know it, Netflix just goes into. So what I like to do in this scenario while I'm contemplating this trade as of now, because when a stock has momentum, it just goes up. So I'm going to, in order for me to be safe, I'm going to hedge this thing, right? So a little bit. So I have $1 in a position, so you know how I hedge 30%. So let me find something that at 30% or so. So the 545 puts on here, they were 27 on the ask. So I can go ahead and use them as the hedge here on Netflix, especially in regard to what's coming later. So fine, I took that hedge. Now I have my main position, which is now going a little bit on the opposite direction, but my hedge here somehow should help me manage that accordingly. So that's what's happening on Netflix. So I find myself in a strong 570 calls, 545 puts, and let's see what's your answer on here very shortly. That those JWN did not carry on because right now it's just 28. Oh my goodness, look at Netflix all of a sudden. Look at Netflix all of a sudden. First big green candle, and then after that, this is what Netflix. This is the nonsense that's that's on Netflix. I'm laughing because okay, I mean this is not something that you can definitely. I mean it can come back, but definitely it likes doing this. Since I have a hedge, right? I'm comfortable staying in this trade. I am absolutely comfortable staying in this trade because overall, those 545 put that I took, they are helping me stay on without any worry that what the direction the stock will be. The trade is going in against me. if let's say the stock become bearish all of a sudden, those 545 puts, they become my primary position, though initially they were just as a hedge. That's how you go about trading something that pop like Netflix. So on our original trade, we definitely made more than 100% on that one. So we can sit tight on here, relax, and let the stock show us what it wants to do. That's trading 101 on here. Excellent. So let's see. Let me take a look at who's in the live chat. Who's in the live chat? Are there any questions on here? All right, we have 10 concurrent viewers. I mean, maybe YouTube now is telling people that hey, there's a live there's a live option day trading going on while we are waiting for the Fed. Typically, I do not watch the TV at all, but at some point maybe I will just put in MSNBC whenever the speech starts. Trust me, you will see. You and I we will see when the speech starts. Just keep an eye on what's his name? QQQ and SPY. They will definitely give us a hint of what's going on. So, oh, yeah, I almost forgot. There's so much action going on. So let's see. Netflix is retreating a little bit, but no decision as of now. How about our friend Peloton? So Peloton put in a low at 103, right? And now the second candle, the second 15-minute candle is trying to find its footing. QQQ is not moving. I'm going to go and look at the chart of Zoom. I said I do not want to miss what's going on Zoom. Zoom so far, what has it been doing? Posted in a low. Okay, and we are below VWAP slightly. And let's see, Zoom it could be an interesting trade for us to set up at some point. Currently trading at 340. So let's see what's come out of that. What else is going on here? FCX 3538, ADSQ. Western Digital is trading at $63. Okay, yesterday it's oscillated between 63 and 62 for most of the entire day. So still too early on here. But really, the question for us is to see what's going on Peloton here. Will they go to 100? We are holding those 100 puts that we got into. They are not up by much. Right now, they're up only 13% or so. So the patience on here. And again, do not forget, BBY, all right, is a stock that we have been trading for a bit here. Currently trading at 117.15. Has it that it has to go to 116 today. So those 116 put they are relatively cheap right now. 15 cents bid, 19 cents ask. 24 cents ask. I mean, those market makers, they are just playing with people really. That's what they love playing. But so for us, we have the September 11th. The September 3rd 111 puts on BBY. So they have been tracking nicely for us. The position is up 73% since we got in yesterday. So we are keeping track of that. Okay, Netflix not doing much, really just pottering, right? Not doing much, not providing us any insights, any clear direction as of now what to do with that. But unlike BBY, I cannot stress on BBY too much. So if on BBY here, if really, let me try to see to the option chain. How can I make more money here on BBY? Or is there even a way for me to make more money here on BBY? 117.45. If I have the 116 expiring today, I have the, so yeah, here, I mean, we can definitely go on the 118. They're expensive. 75. They're asking for 75 cents on the bid and $1 on the ask. That's too much. That's too much, to be honest with you. So the 117, yeah, 117. They are 32 bid, 48 ask. You can definitely try this. I think they're affordable. They're affordable. We want to get in. I mean, we are 6 minutes before the beginning of the speech. We don't know which direction the market is going to go. That's really what makes it crazy. It's good. It usually will spike in one direction, meaning a head fake, and then go opposite direction afterwards. That's what we see when the Fed the Fed Chairman J. Powell usually speaks. So we expect a great deal of volatility on here. So the next 5 minutes or so until he starts speaking, I think the market is just going to be in standing still. No clear direction on there. As I say that, the calls are moving slightly back up on Netflix. So we have a stronghold. That's my favorite position to be in, especially in a day like this one. And just be patient and just say, market, give me what direction you want to go. And man, this 117 puts on BBY, that's too tempting for me. I'm going to put in a bid. I'm going to put in a bid for 41 cents. Let's see here, because I mean just a few cents. So I put in my bid. Now my bid became the default bid. So they're asking for 50 cents on the ask. So okay, so maybe I go to 45. These are games that back and make. Oh, okay, they just gave me the entry for 46 cents. Okay, let's see on here. And as I say that QQQ, it's QQQ, it's just dropped below 373. I mean, it's going to vacillate, right? It's going to vacillate on here. So what else? What do we have? JD didn't carry through. That's a shame. Shame on you, JD. That's a shame. That's actually not no bueno for us, because it was. But I mean, as of now, it's a losing position per se. But who's to say that it's not going to swing? It's too close though for me to do it. It is literally at the limit of my stop loss. The JD. So. But BBY, BBY just printed teased me a little bit. So it did 117.20 something. I can go to level 2. I have access to level 2. I actually take my level 2 from Weibo, just because I have it on the cell phone. That's way I don't give me an extra screen really. That's what I like about that. So if I go to BBY, the daily chart of BBY, folks, is what's made us be bearish, right? Because since Tuesday, it reached, let's say, 125 or 124.91, and since then, pretty much, it has been posting lower lows. So it's at the open of that Tuesday candle, which was about with the current price 117 something. So that's what we are looking at on here. So level 2, there's a balance between buyers and sellers as of now. There is no domination, I mean, overall on here. So just following the market. So 117.20, 24, or there. So let's see, we bought those 117 for 45 cents. Let's see if we can stock to them into something. Volume analysis show a plenty of volume this morning for BBY at 118. So we are well below now. So 58% of the volume was at 118. So let's see what this does for us. So okay, 373 on QQQ. Okay. Yeah, at this stage, really, I could just, okay, take my, yeah, because right now, even that stronghold is losing on Netflix. It's, I mean, it's losing 15%. But the trend definitely switched to bearish on here. And these guys, okay, let me go and turn on CNBC on one of my other devices. Okay, what a bounce on BBY, right? It hits 117.24, and then all of a sudden 117.52 now. It has this, it did this all the last 3 days. So I'm used to, it's a stock that I have not traded before, but I got my education on BBY this week. Those sudden move like that, all of a sudden, just, yeah. SPY, same thing, Joe. Drop below 370, it's not SPY. QQQ drop below 373, and then just oscillating in between. So yeah, the Netflix didn't carry on. Now 557.79. Definitely those calls. But again, this is the time when the market is just in limbo, doing whatever, right? In preparation to what's going to happen. Nobody knows, folks. we're expecting a big swing in the market in either direction on here. So the stock are just going to react violently to that. Yeah, and just like right now, all of a sudden 117.82 from that low of 117.24. Okay, we're going to be patient. It's all right. It's all right. It's going to be a long day. Okay, so let's see here. Are the good people of CNBC? What's the channel? I don't even know what's the channel of CNBC. I think we're on my channel lineup. Oh my goodness, volatility! It's really at its peak, folks. Did you guys just see what's happening on here? I'm not gonna take any chance on here. I mean, I'm taking a loss on that second contract on those calls. I'm going to leave my puts up though, because I mean, this thing is just gonna go up and down, up and down. That's what they love doing. So, yep, perfect. That's exactly what they did. A huge dip, but it's not the end of it, folks, right? So look at the volatility right now on your QQQ chart. Oh, the chart that I'm showing you guys right now, it's not even QQQ. It's so here's Peloton. So has Peloton put in a low? Has it put in a support? So here one could consider, okay, this is support, and from this point start going back up. That's one possibility. So look at how the market is running. So QQQ now is running just out of nowhere. All right, let's put in Squawk on the street here to see. Fed Chair Jay Powell says in his Jackson Hole speech that substantial further progress with as per tapering has been met for inflation. On the progress in the economy has made progress on the goals for reducing asset purchases this year, but again, doesn't say that those goals have been met. It points out the Delta variant sense of the presence, really the attenuating his sense of when taper should begin. The outlook for on the employment mandate, he says the outlook for the labor market has brightened considerably, but it is turbulent, and employment gains have come faster than expected. So he does seem to be optimistic about the ability to meet that goal relatively. On inflation, he says inflation at current levels is both a cause for concern. High inflation means, however, he says, will likely prove to be temporary. He says it results in a narrow group of goods and services and does not see wage push inflation. In fact, Powell points out you already see some moderation in prices. However, he would be concerned if inflationary pressures spread more broadly to the economy. And he points out global disinflationary forces still remain. On the issue of rate hikes, he's very clear in saying the timing of asset reduction or taper is not a direct signal to the timing of rate hikes. Again, he's trying to separate those two actions by the Federal Reserve. He says the different points taken as for rate hikes. Tightening too early, he says, can be particularly harmful. The central bank did not count on inflation. Carl, back to you. Steve, thank you. Let's get to the Fed chair. Okay, the Fed chairman is just speaking as of now live. So let's see on here. The initial reaction of the market definitely jumped up 374.50. No kidding. So this is what I was telling you guys. So it could just go in any direction. So that's what we have seen on here. And nothing says that they may not reverse at some points on here. This algo, they just react to whatever keywords the Fed chairman uses in his speech. So being this early, for me, looking at which that just happened, I mean, just a huge spike all of a sudden. I will have a tendency to fade this thing. So meaning, as of now, when I'm looking at, let's say, QQQ, I could be looking at, let's see, what's cheap on here. So, but we have to be smart about this, right? So QQQ, instead of even today where they are selling options with very high implied volatility, what if we go Monday expiration, August the 30th, and we start looking for things that are relatively cheaper? The 370 for Monday, 370 puts 46 cents bid, 48 cents ask. Yeah, that's a little bit, just a tiny bit expensive, but they could work as well. They could work, but let's be patient on them. Let's be patient on them. They just dropped big time on those puts. They were worth almost double of what they are right now. So for me, really, that would be something that I could take a nib at right now because that huge spike was just too much. So 370 puts on QQQ expiring Monday for 50 cents. Netflix calls, folks. They are definitely back to what we were doing earlier. Tell you, completely unpredictable. Completely unpredictable. Okay, at least our JWN uh, calls, they are in the money now. Unlike the 29, we picked the 29 calls, right? So what are they doing for us? Today is one of those days. Patience, 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 patience. Let's see here, the 29 calls. Okay, I'm going to let them just do their thing. Okay, so Netflix is putting in a brand new high of the day, folks. If you are trading the on our watch list, the 580 calls that we are tracking for next week, they are up plus 259%. This is a stock that's very powerful, so it can really move if they so decide. Currently 553.12 also. And you're looking at the chart of PTON. 3 candles of sideways so far. Here, 3 candles, 15-minute candles of sideways. About 39 minutes into the session. Uh, typically, on a stock like this one, on any stock that does that, we will say, hey, the stock just put in the low, right? So it's going to go into some consolidation before it starts finding more buyers. So it's taking its time. Let's see how that goes. Because from here, we can expect a massive rally, when they decide to get it going. They have shown the capability of doing that. So for me, my hesitation is, okay, is that really the support? Because if that's the support, then the best trade for us not to be dealing with any type of theta decay is going to be to find, let's see here, let's see. So for us, the best way to go was next week. Remember how I said that, hey, for us, we were looking for to wait until this thing dropped below, let's say 100, maybe potentially. They didn't. I mean, they have just been hovering there. But this area can provide support. And in that case, what's cheap for next week? Oh my goodness. Cheap for next week. Do they have employee volatility came down? So I mean, let's look for things for below 30 cents or thereabouts. So 122 for next week. They they are going for 31 bid, 35 cents ask. So we can potentially start something like that. So because this thing is really, when it moves, we can definitely try to find something there. So let's see. In 4 minutes, a candle, another 15-minute candle could be closed. That will be the first green candle for this guy. So let's see if that green candle will confirm itself. And in which case, if it starts posting high highs, that will be our indication. So meaning we want that candle to close above, let's say, I don't know if it can close even where it is now, because that's the first green candle of the day. So 105, 105, if you can go to 106, that would be fantastic. But let's see on here what happens on it. $105.59. Okay, that's encouraging. Just be printing higher values overall. So that's QQQ is at 375. 105.78. Okay. The cheapest contract, one of the cheapest contract for this week, 106. Okay. So what's cheap contract we can try on this thing now? 106. So maybe the 110. The 110 can easily go to in the morning. They are going for, let's say, 41 cents. So this candle is about, look at the big green candle that you're looking at right now, 106.26, 106.35. That's how this thing tends to move. Just a big. Okay, JWN, not so much luck for us, yeah. It came back down to 28.81. So It's just hovering there. Not that really that we don't see any conviction on any type of direction so far on any one of the main stuff. Did I? Let's see. How about Zoom? What happened to Zoom finally? Stock are just wavering. I mean, okay, Zoom from 340 went to 342.80. So okay, maybe Peloton is it, folks. Let's see. So, well, not the high of the day so far, right? But the current candle, which is about to close in 1 minute, it posting is much higher than the previous candle, and it's almost a bullish engulfing. That shows conviction toward the bull side. The confirmation will be that obviously every candle from now on we start posting a restart. Peloton start posting higher prices than before. So that will be the confirmation to it. So the 110 the 110 calls there, they were worth 46 cents. How much are they going for now? They are about the same because implied volatility, that just told me implied volatility. This is a very, very tough session to trade on here. QQQ is the one that's moving, plus 90, 0.9 at 379. So yeah, that was the direction. If you took a stronghold, that's the direction that's winning right now. So here, from here, I mean, they can go just putting much higher high. So the 377 calls on QQQ, they're going for 28 cents. So still actionable if you are so inclined. Chairman Powell is still speaking. So this is, I don't know for how long he will be speaking, but he's still speaking. And whatever he's saying, the computer are feeding into that. Especially the um, the ETFs, right? QQQ is just posting much higher highs. SPY as well, 0.72. And the VXX, the fear index, it's down minus 5%. So this goes opposite direction of SPY, meaning if SPY is going up, VXX is going down, typically. So that's what we are seeing on here. Uh, and the majority, I mean, where is Netflix? Netflix is just, it's just, yeah, that thing is just no conviction so far, folks. No conviction. So let's see, will they decide eventually after Fed chairman finishes his speech? Well, no conviction. We have a direction on QQQ. Don't get me wrong. It's bullish. The direction is bullish on QQQ. It's going higher. It's posting higher highs. Now coming into trying to go to 376. Peloton is trying. The current candle, which started 2 minutes ago, the current 15-minute candle is just hovering above 106, right? Where the previous candle closed. So the first candle on Netflix, big green candle, big red candle, big green candle, or big green candle with an upper wick, meaning that the high was sold, and then now again on the current candle, it started about $1 on the 370 calls, and then it's down. Very, very difficult to trade. Very difficult to trade. So we are looking at the chart of Peloton. So here's the chart for Netflix. I mean, one could say, well, they're alternating, right? Maybe. And just waiting for room. So high, and then here retreat, higher high. So here, if we're looking at this one from this perspective, these three candles, they are providing higher high. So, but I mean, what is the finality on here? So we know that it's outside of the upper Bollinger, so meaning it has to cool off a little bit. So the upper Bollinger, they are increasing 559, 561. Five, okay, $3 for each 15 minutes. Okay, so one could say, okay, let's maybe another violent move is coming to post a much higher high. So, and again, it's early. We are barely within, not barely, we are about 15 minutes into the trading session on Friday, August the 27th. Fed Chairman is having his speech, and the market overall, I mean, we can say that they reacted bullishly. The indexes reacted bullishly, but I mean, the individual stock, each one of them will have a slightly different behavior. So that's what's going on there. So as we say that QQQ it's currently trading at plus 1%, 376.10. So the reaction from the ETF is definitely bullish. So for this. PTON is stock. Now it's testing, it's coming back again 105.46 or thereabout. AMG, it's a story, yeah, it's the one that's moving up. AMG is making much higher highs right now at 111. Uh, that's one that definitely one of the fastest mover right now, plus 3.45%. Congratulations to those who are trading our Friday in Wahala. FCX is up plus 3% at 35.70. I think the other one, X, it's also up. X is up plus 274% at 27.37. What did we pick on what was our recommendation yesterday on those? So in the Friday no Wahala, the strike price for FCX was 34 and a half calls. So that's definitely winning there. And the which one? The 27 calls, they are about 1% in the money. Oh my goodness, Netflix chart is so funny. Red, green, red. So hey, forecast from 10:30 Eastern will be maybe we can expect a green candle. Oh my goodness, Netflix, what a joke! That's why I'm not a big fan of that stock. I'm trying to avoid that stock, but I mean, when you see stock trending like this, okay, so wow. Not a great day so far, really, because look at the lack of direction on here. So uh, Netflix it has flip flop. Other than well, we took 100 and something percent profit on it on that first candle. But since then, it has just been a nonsense. Peloton on here is stuck. It has not provided any type of direction. The previous 15-minute candle, it was able to give us a high of 106, and now it's found itself at 104.84, as if the sky is dropping once again. That's the type of day that's here. But it's still early, folks. It's still early. So trend have been known to change in on big swing in a small amounts of time. So, but this one is definitely a type of not a very a good conducive position to make money because no clear direction. So, what are you going to do? That's what I'm seeing most of the stuff they're doing now. Well, maybe let's try to change our look on here. AMD is keep going higher and higher, so got my attention earlier here. So AMD, let's see, 111.39 and boy, AMD was cheap on here. So we can try. Okay, so if I go to the 111, that 85 cents, folks. 85 cents. Yeah. And those, it's almost like every Friday AMD does this. I think that okay. The Fed's speech is over. So and the market, the ETFs are retreating for the high. AMD here for where it is. I mean, it's really an intriguing one. Is it going to be posting higher highs? Let's see. 111 calls. They are going for 70, 69. Okay, it's the waiting game, folks. Just let's see here if the markets are going to pick a direction. QQQ now from high of 376 something, it's just posted 375. So Peloton, not so much, not that so much movement really. Netflix is carrying on with the red candle. That's actually about to break the wall. Okay, maybe our best bet here, folks, for us based on which time we took was to take those Monday 370 puts because they're on QQQ because that's the only thing right now. That's again, if they establish a direction on here, it could really get going. Everything else is just sputtering sideways for a good hour. But I've seen it on here where within the next 15 to 30 minutes, we can have a direction again. Let's at least take a look at the chart of, I don't know which one really. It's not much is moving. AMD. Okay. Just as I say, right on time. Okay. Just flirting with the brand testing brand new high. I've seen this on a couple of other Fridays. I mean, this thing for whatever reason it can't really run. Uh, so let's see on here. This is it, posting a new high of the day. Trying. Wow. Oh my goodness. Brutal. What a mess. Sheesh. Market makers are having a field day because all while this happening, theta decay, it's it's definitely eating up premium in regardless of whatever direction that trader are taking. Because goes up $1 or so, then you think that there is a direction for calls, and then afterwards, then it just follow the other direction. AMG on the other hand, somebody really wants it higher because it's just climbing. So brand new high of the day. Let's see on here. See if at least we can salvage something out of it. So the 111, they are up 44%. Okay, so if they're increasing the implied volatility, that's even better for us. So let's see on here. JD never pursued anything. So those JD was just a decoy today, really. Wow, don't I say that? It's 77.25 right now. I'm telling you, do not get past anything past this market today. It's a very frustrating situation to trade on, but yeah, this is one of those Friday. But at least now that's the Fed talk, it's out of the way. Let's see, are they going to pick a direction from here for the stock market, or for some stock to really show the true direction? I think the next 30 minutes should be key here, because if it's just this a case of sideways or anything, I mean, this is where the trading clock comes in, right? Some traders have been asking, when do you know that, hey, things are not moving, and especially on a Friday like this one, you just bail. So I think we have that window of about an hour, really, which max. Right now, I think SPY has been stuck at 0.70. Not that you trade based on SPY, you trade based on each individual stock. When things are not going really, when you're in a trade and it's not moving either way. Like BBY, for instance. Okay, since posting that low of 117.24, it went to 118 something, and then it just gets stuck there. It just gets stuck. So it's like, wow. Market, because they know this, because they know exactly how much time needs to pass before um, data decay kicks in and thus generating losses. So it's not random why stock are not moving. They have the purpose is to uh, make money for people who sold option, who wrote option. That's the proper way to put it. Western Digital, it's natively moving. The 64 calls are tracking very quietly. I mean, right now they are 25 cents by 27, but that's one that's you can definitely be patient on. We have seen days like here, Fridays mainly, where late, so much later on, even outside of the trading clock, meaning in 2 hours time, that thing could be providing its full potential. So we have seen that on here. Okay, another one with a big candle in and then just retreat. So we are looking at the 15-minute chart of AMZ, right? It's a little bit stretch. It's a little bit stretch. So no, it's outside of the upper Bollinger Band. But if it has strength, that's it could definitely go. 111.38, I think, is the resistance there. That's we just witnessed. All right, let me move this on here. 111.50 exactly. Right. MD is trying. I mean, if it can clear this resistance at 115, 111.50, uh, that was the high of the day. So those 111 contract they can print. I'm not sure if the market conditions they are they are suitable for it to do that. So just I mean, everything today is just there's no clear direction on anything. So we started with Peloton. Peloton is in the what literally stock between 104, 104.3 now. And what was it before? 101, 106, 106.3. It reached higher. QQQ slightly going down. So step by step, that's so meaning it's showing a potential beginning of a reversal. And it doesn't take much for this market to dive deeper into the opposite direction. So yeah, as of now, let's see if that's what they want to do. Oh, what a 370, 374.66. Okay, let's take a look at the chart of QQQ. Because AMD, I mean, if this candle closes here, let's see, resistance pretty much is here. So is it going to be coming over? Let's take a look at QQQ and show you if that's transparent. Okay. So we started the day with just two sideways on here, and the moment the speech starts, all the way. So all the way to 376, right? So now, is it the beginning of any type of direction? So for that, for us, what we need to be looking at here is a confirmation of lower lows. So let's say this low here was 374.89. This low here 374.48. So this candle will be closing in 3 minutes. The next candle, the next 15-minute candle will be the one to provide, as long as hey, it's tracking towards, definitely VWAP here being 374.28. When we fall below VWAP, we could see some type of bound support or whatever. But yeah, that's the trend here. And if this thing is to reverse, then hey, it's anybody guess where it could be going into. And here it could just be okay, it's needing room onto the upper Bollinger, because the upper Bollinger here was 275.23. It could cool off on here and then resume its trend. But when you see this is a sell, meaning that this is it's called an upper wick. This is a candle where the bears, they won on here by rejecting this thing all the way. So that's how I could set up a stage for a retraction and a change in direction. So the session is still long, 1 hour and 15 minutes so far. And this is where we find ourselves on this Friday, uh, August the 27th. And PTON, no action whatsoever. I mean, it's anybody. At some point, though, at some point, this will have resolution, because what will tend to happen, you see the resistance on here keep coming down, keep coming down. There is still a possibility this thing could be pushed much lower than this, and in that case, 100 is still in the works. $4 on PTON is nothing. That stock can get that just like that. So more to come on here. A lot of patience is needed on a session like this one, because no clear directions are provided initially, at least with great conviction. Even BBY, which went earlier from 117.24 to 118.8 or whatever, is coming back down. Coming back down right now, it's trading at 118.29. So let's see. For us, those 117, they took a hit, but they were not that expensive. So let's see on here if the market it goes with the overall market on a downtrend. They can come back alive. They are worth 10 cents B and 15 cents us right now. and in about the European market will be closing at 11:35 Eastern. So usually through the closing, starting maybe in 15 minutes from 11 Eastern, we usually see a bullish type of um, influx, a bullish bias on here for the US market. So let's see if that's happening. Yeah, typically has been virgin, but let's say if you want to short before the European market closes. So uh, that's not sure what today is going to bring as we are looking at. So from here, if you look at you ask here, right? So right now, this chart for peloton that we are looking at is bearish. Right? How? Well, we are below VWAP. The last couple of candles, they provide an opportunity of lower lows. It went to 106 something, it got rejected, and now it's tracking down. So in order to us to be fully bearish, although we need to break below 104, obviously, but you need to post much lower values than all of the closing of the previous candles. That's what I think right now for Peloton. But the lack of direction is really what's been highlighted here on Peloton so far. So let's see what happens. QQQ is back to 375, just like that, as if nothing happened. So Peloton for one last time, can it drop below? I mean, definitely below 103, but so the first thing first, dropping below 104. That would be test number one and stay there. If you stay there, then lower prices are changed. So it's a long trading session, right? An hour and we're coming into an hour and a half into the session. A lot can happen on a stock like Toyota. So that's something to keep in mind on all of them. So here we go now, Peloton at 103. The same 103. The previous low of the day was exactly 103 on that first candle. So let's say it has not been an easy session to trade by any stretch of imagination. FCX, congratulations to the Friday No Wahala traders. FCX is printing for us today. That's good. So let me bring the chart of FCX, the post for them there. The 34 and a half calls of FCX, how much are they paying? FCX 371%, not too shabby. So now, okay, testing support again. So prior, the bulletin, the previous time that it was exactly at this level, it bounced off of that. So the stock's going to obviously mark a pause on here uh, because now that will behave as support just like it has been doing before. So once you know that, that's where patience comes in to say, okay, uh, how will this stock react this time around for the fourth time at this level, right? So you can see the touches there at that level. So when it breaks it, it gives us confirmation about the direction. Because when it breaks it convincingly as it is trying to, we get a confirmation of the direction that, hey, which that used to be as a great support previously has turned into, um, has been broken down. In that case, that's when we can decide to take a trade for, again, confirmation of a direction which we haven't had that much really today in this session. It has been a very difficult session to trade for most of the stocks. I miss what Miss Sylvia. We forgot. I think we're focusing on the wrong things today. That's the drafting. Yeah, drafting. We talked about it. Yes, that's a trade that we gave yesterday. So congratulations. I'm so happy that drafting is working. Absolutely. That's a great trade there. So yes, good job. Good job. Um, Not sure what's tell us your strike price. Tell us your strike price. Miss Sylvia, it's she's in our Discord room, so she's able to post on Discord. So on here on live on YouTube, you can tell us what's your strike price. The stock is up 2.91%. So the highest paying options on here, I mean the 59 calls expiring today that are paying 71 by 76. But for us, we hinted that we wanted to take on the weakness yesterday. We wanted to take a trade for September, the third week of September, and we wanted the 75 calls. They're still tradable. They are going for um, 19 cents bid and 20 cents as, so very affordable. Obviously, so yeah, that's a trade that's still actionable for those inside of our Discord. We posted that yesterday. So thank you for keeping us appraised of that. Oh boy, what a market! What a crazy market, huh? My goodness, are you kidding me? There we go, folks. Even every single time that you think that you have a direction on a trade, that direction is not confirmed. So AMD, while we left earlier, it was struggling. I forgot about the struggle, folks. The 111 calls now they are over $8. Amazing. Amazing. That is just that is just something else. And I told you guys, folks, the 64 calls on Western Digital, they're in the morning. The 64 calls on Western Digital, they're in the morning. It was just doing because we have seen that movie before. Just be patient with it. Trust me. It is it is usually it's usually so meaning that it's still actionable as of now. So I'm going to add to my position on here just a tiny bit and and just be patient, folks. Just be patient. So this market, it's really something else. So it seems as if no, it seems as if the Friday no Wahala, they are the big winner strategy today, right? Because I'm going to post it shortly on here. The 64 calls that we put on there, they are paying, and they are in the morning. The FCX 30, the FCX 34 and a half calls, they are definitely in. Yeah, I was reading the previous week one. I was like, okay, why am I reading 32 and a half? 34 and a half calls, they are up 375%. That was funny. No, it's funny. So Western Digital, let's see what Western Digital can do for us. So that's good. That's good right there. Okay, so back to Peloton. Is Peloton going to just drop? Oh no. Because that's this chart that we are looking at. There's nothing, well, it's a bearish trend. It's a bearish trend. Maybe it's in the reversal, but so if this is the time, if these market makers they want to take it down, they will be taking it down. Oh, JWN, it's above 29, so I guess we have money there. So hello, we have money there. So those calls, I mean, but they're not paying at all. They are not paying at all. I don't care. I'm just gonna let this thing. They are not paying at all. That's why I didn't just getting bad entry. How much are they up by? 12%. Are you kidding me? All right, come on. So from now, at this stage, folks, I mean, uh, this is where the rubber meets the bank. The chart of Peloton is bearish. How low can it go? How low can it go? So at this stage, it broke below. It's trying to break below that 104. It hasn't really fully done it. We need to wait for the closing of this candle and see where the next candle will go, because that will make it three consecutive red, not only red candles, but yeah, I mean, when the stock can go down by posting green candle, but in this case, what really matters is we are below VWAP and it's posting lower. So again, you see how big of a support this area is, because the stock is really fighting at that level. So there is a big fight between those and there. So who's going to come ahead? It's anybody's question. We still have how many hours do we still have? This is only 11 Eastern. So this market, we still have over 5 hours of trading in this market. So wow. There you go. All right. So oh my goodness, QQQ is back up. The calls are winning again. The calls are winning again on QQQ. It's just amazing. DKS never is not doing anything at all. DKS not doing anything. As I remember that. Let me check on the stock that's let me check on this tiny stock that's we saw something on yesterday. Qualcomm is the stock that I was looking at. It's up, so it's up 1.38%. It's up 1.38%. The best ETF today, it's XOP. It's all an exploration. It's up 5%. It has been so volatile. I mean, trading that one has been, yeah, I mean, the overall market is volatile. But XOP has just been nuts. Anyway, has been very difficult one to pick. I mean, strongly it, yeah, strongly because of that 79 earlier this week. If you watch a strong wallet, definitely you're catching in something. We are trying to catch something bigger on Peloton. Um, a break on 104 on here now is testing 103.66, trying to test some of those lower values. If we break below 103, I mean, well, the destination, potential destination will be 100 and even below. So let's see on here. It's still early, and a lot can still happen. right? So this is a time where after three consecutive candles of lower lows and below 104, if they want to dump uh, Peloton, they will really, this next candle on here, the next 15 minutes, could be that break of 103 overall. The pattern on AMD, it's showing something. I mean, it got rejected three times on there. I mean, you have candles that are rejecting, but my goodness, this market is just wow. Okay, we are entering the closing hour, the last 35 minutes in Europe, Germany. As I've said in the past, that's that usually produce a bullish impulse on the US equity. Hey, good morning, Andy. How you doing, man? Been good. Good. What's the weather like in SF today? It's hot. What is the current temperature? Today, a bit hot. Mm-hmm. Well, there's really not much going on right now. So 103.7, 103.8. Uh, it's a level there that's the stage is set for Peloton. Meanwhile, now we're getting somewhere with the JWN 29 calls. 2941. So yes, let's see. Let's see what's gonna come out of that. So let me try to go to level two. For Peloton. Yep, there is a big resistance, definitely on level two at the current level. Yeah, there are more buyers than sellers at this level, but as well as um, despite the presence of more buyers, the price stays at that level without it going up. Eventually, actually, that will give strength to the bears. That's what's going on. For those who do not know about some level two and volume analysis, there's an article on successful trading that gives you some guidance on how to go about using it. So, um, let's say, could have post. There's no way for me to post this on here. But at least for those in Discord, you have seen that before. So there's definitely way more buyers uh, than than sellers at this level. But hey, it's below 104. Let's see as long as it stays there. And as I say that, right, you see, that's as I say that, it just popped right back above 104. But the longer, let's say, the longer that it stays there, but is this even staying there for long? It's not. Because, yeah, what a tough day trading this market. Very tough. I'm shaking my head because I mean at this stage I don't know what's the best thing is just to bail out of this thing because I mean it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. They can't do it. They can't do it for an entire day. Just spend time doing sideways there, literally. That's where when you see something like this, either most of the time, absolutely, you just be patient and uh, because the trading session is so long, right? Or you pick a position for where theta decay doesn't impact you, meaning in this case next week. But even then, I mean, what the purpose of jumping into something that doesn't have a direction at this stage? It's not worth it. All we can say from here is that 104 has been support. That piece of information that's gained from here. That's it. I mean, that information can be used definitely for a future trade or even today. But I mean, when he tried going up earlier, he couldn't find enough buyers to take it upward. Uh, 'cause in the meantime, though, the fact that that yellow line for me keep coming down, that's the only thing that's as of now it's maintaining that bearish time. They spiked some. It's sideways really. The stock has been going sideways, meaning we don't have. It has been in range 104, 106 overall. But the more selling pressure will come in as the moving average is coming down. So that's all. One thing if we can handle ahead on anything uh, so far on. I'm just checking the chart of FCX. Wow, FCX 34 and a half. Wow, 437%. Call on FCX, which those were the ones that you're trading. They were worth like 2 cents yesterday. Now they're worth 46 cents. 1,700%. Okay, so up, down, very top. 104.6. Look at that candle, folks. Look at that candle. The current candle. That's what we'll be finishing in 2 minutes. Another rejection. Yet the stock cannot get any direction. That's really, really just you. Okay, folks. I think that's it about for me because this market is not moving, so there's no need for us to carry on. It's thank you everybody for checking in. I appreciate your time. Check out some of the videos on our strategy on here and go to successful trading. Should you need to you need some education on this. Thank you everybody.